Hello traders, Day Trader Matt here of businesswithtrading.com, doing a trading strategy recap for Tuesday the 17th of March. And today was definitely an interesting day. Um, a couple trades to take us by surprise a little bit. Today we made 4 trades. We were 2 for 2 and ended up dropping 3.5 points in the market. Our first 2 trades were stop outs, and that's something that doesn't happen very often. But when it does, it's definitely not fun. It's something that I look at a lot, and when I do, because we have had 2 stop outs before, this is the first time this year and the first time I actually remember. So the last time was probably around mid-year last year, or maybe a little bit before that. Whenever I do get 2 stop outs in a row, I do get very conservative. And, for those of you who've been with me know that when that happens, sometimes I don't take another trade. But I do try to get very conservative. And when I do make a trade, I feel very, very, very strongly about it. Not meaning I didn't feel strongly about the other ones that I made, but I've just waited to make it more, higher probable than all the other ones, if that even makes sense. That might not even make sense. But I understand it. And I'll go deeper into that. Our first trade is right over here. We ended up getting long up here. It looked like, price had an opportunity to start going higher. Then it just rolled over and took us out. It was just one of those things that happened. Price kind of came down, started chopping around a little bit, started looking like it wanted to go higher, and it started moving higher. So what we did is ended up getting long again up here, thinking that price was going to go in our favor. It did give us some heat, chop around a little bit, and ended up taking us out and then just dropping. It was one of those things. We were watching this and ended up getting short right here. We got short, price fell, we were able to make some profit, and then price came up again, we did get short again. And it was one of those, we wanted to be short, but we also wanted to, protect ourselves because it was 11:30, and time was definitely of the essence. So we ended up taking profit right here. So we basically took 0.5 point on this one. It was just one of those trades. For those of you in the room, we were looking to short up here. We ended up closing the room just because, I don't want to be in a trade at 11:55, just because, I don't, worst case scenario, I'm going to be around for another half an hour. And, we did give out a trade that would have made all your money back and then some. And then the market just took off to the upside. So, the strength that I thought we were going to see early in the market, we ended up seeing it in the afternoon. And it was definitely pretty interesting, and it's definitely setting up things for tomorrow. So I think it's pretty interesting. The afternoon was actually a fun time to trade. You don't get a lot of afternoons like that. So when you do, you kind of want to maximize them. I always, everybody that knows me knows that I trade maybe 1 or 2% of the afternoons in a given year. I'm not a big, day trade the ES in the afternoons type of person. I used to be many, many years ago before, actually the first 2 months of the website I did, and then a few years before that I traded all day long. And, it just takes a toll on you, and it's not something I recommend for many people, especially new traders. If you're new to trading, I definitely don't recommend trading all day long as far as day trading. It's not good on you, It's not good on your body to sit in a chair for 8 hours a day, and that's not what we were meant to do. And many studies have shown that it's bad, but I mean, it's pretty logical that you shouldn't sit in a chair for 8 hours a day. But anyway, that's a topic for another day, totally different day. Let's talk about what we did in our futures swing trade room. Yesterday we got long hard red wheat right here at this green line at 537. This first red line was our first take profit level. It was interesting that it just blew right through that. And then the second red line, we ended up getting out of our second position after the market rolled over. We put on our stops last night, got taken out today. Definitely not too bad at all. We made, I think, $950 all in all, which was a 2.375 to 1 reward to risk ratio. Not too bad. And this one, you can see that, if I can take that off, you can see that we ended up getting long here. We took a 4-point stop, which on assuming 2 contracts, because you're taking 2 sides, would be an 8-point stop, 19-point gain, which I said 2.375 reward to risk. So taking trades like that, not too bad. We were in right over here at on the 15th at 8 p.m. and we got out today right on this one around basically pre-market. Got out pre-market. So it was one of those trades. 2 days, $950. Definitely not too bad. And when you have days like that, you make money here. We lost a little money in the E-mini trading room. Our options portfolio made a little bit of money. We didn't actually take any out, but it is generating money for us, and that's what really matters, is being able to stay in the game. How can you stay in the game? And I don't like to look at each service as a whole. Whereas we made money here, we lost money here, everything averaged out. As an overall portfolio, yes, that is important. And yes, I do, allow clients discounts, if you want to have multiple services, because that just makes sense. And I do look at my own portfolio overall. I have a day trading account, swing trading account, and I can look at that, but everything also has to be looked at on its own as well. Because if you're not looking at it on its own, it really doesn't help you as much. Being able to say, we lost money here, we made money here, okay. It averages out, okay, that's great. But why did you lose money there? And are you losing money there a lot, or is it just, kind of a single event? So everything has to be looked at on its own. So, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense there. I did talk about, whenever I do get 2 stop outs in a row, it is important to look at as far as a risk perspective. When I take stop outs, it's not something that I like seeing. It's something that it is a little bit demoralizing. But you can basically let it hit you one way or the other. When you get stopped out, you're going to get a sense of fear. I don't care who you are, how long you've been trading, it's going to be there. It might be smaller in some people and larger in others, which, from a statistical standpoint, it is. Smaller in some people and larger in others. But it's going to be there. And you can either, direct that energy into a focused area that can actually help you, or you can just let it take you over and just destroy your P&L account for the day. That's the way I like to look at it. And, logically that's how it works. I don't really care what other people say, because it doesn't really matter to me. I've said numerous times there are psychologists out there that they mean to do really well, but they just don't. Some of them they mean to do well and they do well. But there are some out there that just, they mean to do well, they just don't. They have misinformation, or they're giving the information in a wrong way. I don't really know, but it is what it is. And that's the way you have to look at it. When something happens, there's always going to be an effect. You have cause and effect. Something happens, there's going to be a reaction to that. And whether it's reactive or proactive, that's your choice. And it can be made to where something happens, you just do you do something right away. And that's what you really have to do to be an effective trader. I talk about, I said earlier, I got 2 stop outs, right? We got one here, and then we got one here. We got stopped out short. We got stopped out long here, we were long. And we got stopped out, we were long here as well. Obviously there's something not working. So what is going to happen? We took this short here, we made a little money. And we took this short here, but we got out early because the market started to change. And that's something that you can't do when you're overcome by fear. You've taken 2 stop outs in a row. Oh no, I'm scared money. What do I do? Well, you're going to get screwed because you're scared money. That's where that term comes from. And when that happens, it's not fun. I said when I take 2 stop outs, I get ultra conservative. I look at where is the highest probable chance the market's going to go. Where's the highest probable chance that it's not going to go there. That's exactly what happened here. We took this trade looking for new lows, but we didn't get them. And we ended up getting out of the market at half a point. Half a point isn't going to make us a lot of money. It's on a day like today, it's definitely not going to bring us back to break even or positive. But there's a time to go for it, and there's a time not to go for it. And today was one of those days. It was a time not to go for it. We were watching this here. It didn't go as deep as we wanted it to go. I was talking about it during the entire trade. I wanted it to go lower. It didn't happen. You can't will the market. The market's going to go where it wants to go. Because as retail traders, we're not working with hundreds of millions of dollars. And because of that, we don't have the money to make the market go anywhere. A lot of people are working with $10, $20, $30, $50,000 accounts, and those are minuscule compared to the market, compared to the larger market participants. So hopefully that clarifies that a little bit. I know I've gotten questions in the past about that, so hopefully that clarifies that a little bit. You can always leave comments below the video. I welcome any questions, feedback, comments. There's no such thing as a dumb question. I firmly believe that. There's a difference between ignorance and dumb. If you don't know about something, then that's considered ignorant. That's the Webster definition of ignorance, is not knowing something. So that's not a bad term. Our society deems it as bad, but it's not a bad term. It really isn't. If you don't know about something, ask a question. Because the more we learn, the better traders we're going to be, the better people we're going to be. Also with that, I wanted to, I almost forgot to even talk about it. I was really getting into the rant. This is good material, I think. But anyway, the March Madness deal I'm doing, guarantee your trading success if you become a coaching client. Yeah, that's great. Well, I've gotten some comments and, people saying, well, I don't really want the coaching, but, is there something else that you can do, something you can make happen? And I was thinking about it, and what I'm going to do, if you want to take a trading course, you know, if you take a course, then, I have the E-mini trading course goes along with the day trade room, the trading room, and the momentum trading edge course goes along with the future swing trade group. So if you want to take a year in the swing trade group or the trading room, I'll give you the course for free. That's for March, anytime in March, and I'm going to post it under the link later on. It'll probably won't get posted till late this evening or tomorrow, but I am going to post that. Um, Give me an email, give me a call if you're interested. That's how we're going to play it. Just give me a call. We'll talk about it. I'm not a person that really. I'm not like a diehard salesperson. Buy this, buy that. I could really give a shit. This. You know, I don't know why I'm saying that. But in reality, yeah, I make money from my trading. You can learn if you want. If you don't want to, that's fine. Well, why do you want to talk on the phone or email? Because I want to know if you're interested. If you're not going to dedicate the time that it takes, why spend your money? I've seen people spend $5,000, $10,000 on programs, and I talk to them afterwards, and they're so depressed. And you're like, well, why did you do that? Because they thought that the person was going to help them, but it is what it is. It's the world we live in. The chair that I bought at Home Depot broke 3 days later. It's what it is. Not saying anything about the company, but it happens. Shit happens, I guess. We could put it like that. But anyway, if you're interested in that, give us a call, give us an email, and we'll get you set up with that. Also, as a bonus, if you do want to do that, you get a half an hour of coaching time with the courses anyway. But on top of that, I'll give you an extra hour and a half. So you'll get 2 hours of coaching time if you take a year in any of the trading room or the swing trade group. You'll get the course, and then you'll get 2 hours of coaching time with that. I always tell people, go through the course, learn everything, send me emails, because email support is ongoing forever. Send emails, send questions, send me your charts with questions. I'll try to answer as many as I can. I do fall behind an email sometimes. I'm only human. But do that, and then you can take the trading room or the swing trade service at any time you want, and then the 2 hours of coaching, we can do that in half an hour increments, 20-minute increments, just full 2 hours. But I always say, if you do that after you go through all the information, you'll have all of your questions right in front of you, and we can just go through everything. And if we're talking 2.5 hours go by, it is what it is, but it usually does happen. So anyway, with that, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here in the markets. Thank you.